don't have evidence of it, but I 100% believe. And by the way, you kept making it seem like I was saying you were paid to lie or any of the people that you hang out with. Absolutely not. I was always...
You called it a funded misinformation
campaign. Want to answer. Next question.
A funded misinformation campaign. A smear. A poor attack on the poor black woman. I'm a victim, yada, yada, yada. But none of it is my fault, guys.
To yourself.
No, I want you to finish answering that.
You didn't, because you cut me off.
Well, I'm letting you know now.
What I was saying...
Oh my God, Blaire cut you off when you've cut her off like over 20 times this entire live debate.
The highly suspect thing to me was Richard Spencer. Richard Spencer, for a long time, this was not my theory or my conspiracy, has been considered to be a Democratic operative. People have thought he was working for them because he started on Wall Street, like boycotting on Wall Street as like a very liberal person. All of a sudden, he's a leader of the White Nationalist Party. And every time he appears, he seems to be attacking Donald Trump, trying to pretend that this is the brand of Donald Trump. So this person who...
We were all liberals here. Why couldn't he be a liberal in the past? Why is that only afforded to us here?
It doesn't matter. I'm explaining to you that this isn't something that I started with Richard Spencer. This isn't my conspiracy theory. So for you trying a tinfoil and try to essentially make it gaslight me, make it seem like I was a conspiracy theorist.
Jesus Christ. Now you're saying that Blaire is telling you that you're a conspiracy theorist when you were bringing up a conspiracy theory regarding Richard Spencer? Like...
Statement you
to answer your question...
Provide evidence that Tree was paid.
You couldn't provide evidence that I was doxing people, but you said it.
No, we already know you're not doxing people. We know that. She's acknowledged that. Ruben acknowledges that. I acknowledge that. That's not the problem here, is that you created a platform to potentially dox people. God.
Is that so for Richard Spencer, for this video to be online, this girl makes a crazy, insane video saying that I'm going to launch this website in 3 weeks. I'm using conservative dollars. Absolutely nuts. It's nuts. You keep saying I think...
It's nuts, except in your own words, you set up this website to gain funds. How are you going to gain funds this way? I'm pretty sure that there were both liberals and conservative people who listen to you. Your followers from all walks of life are going to donate money. You also probably want advertisers to notice the website to get as much views as possible so that you can get advertisers to put ads to your website. That's how websites make money, Candace. And you yourself said that you were doing it for funds. I'm telling you guys, Candace is doing this all for money. And she doesn't care who she hurts, potentially hurts in the process. And then she can wipe her hands clean if and when doxing does occur, which according to Blaire it has, but it's not her fault, guys. I didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing.
I think she's out of her goddamn mind. I'm being 100% honest with you. Okay?
Ha! And again I say, ha!
Tweaks it in a matter of 24 hours. That just seems like
so I think there. All right, so before we get
a retweet,
but hold on, I think there is something interesting to that, because we all discussed this before. I discussed with both of you separately beforehand, that we know sort of the rhythms of the internet and how suddenly we've all been through this, right? There's been times where people were endlessly and relentlessly and unfairly attacking you. I've been through it. You're through it now, and it goes in phases. They see someone kind of moving on up, and then everyone jumps on it.
Right.
I actually don't like this when it happens. It hasn't happened to me, thankfully. I have been seeing a few negative comments, mostly in regards to my video on Eminem's Cringe song, but I'm able to control it. So I think he's right. It does happen in waves. The more popularity you get, the more viewers and subscribers you get, especially in platforms like YouTube or Facebook. So if it does happen to me, I hope I have a level head to deal with it. It should never happen, because it's what's called a mob mentality. So when somebody puts themselves out there the way that Blaire does, the way that Candace does, the way that I do, we are exposing ourselves to potential danger, to potential cyber mobs, to potential hit lists and hit pieces, and that's just a risk we all have to take. And I'm hoping that with this commentary, people will get a sense of where I'm coming from. So that way, if somebody does start a smear campaign, or somebody does say that I'm promoting hate speech, or that, hey, Everyday Oppression believes in doxing people, we can use this information, my stance on it, to showcase that those people were in fact lying. So Ruben here is right. I wish it wouldn't happen to anybody online, but that's just the risk we all take.
Does seem a little odd to me, but again, I don't.
It was odd.
I always quote Carl Sagan: "Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence." So I can't.
But it's not.
But something seems odd to me that why would Richard Spencer get involved in this?
Odd. If you can't acknowledge that,
He didn't really get involved with this. All he did was retweet it. If everybody retweeted this video about Candace, then we're all part of this conspiracy theory. Wouldn't we?
He did was retweet something. He retweeted
it's
something.
just weird to be surprised.
And Blaire's right. He just retweeted it. We retweet things every day. Every day.
Okay, do you not think it's weird that somebody who has a really small following was able to get all the way to Richard Spencer in 24 hours? You don't think that's weird? You just
Either way, we're not going to know what the answer. The truth is,
like, what is he talking about? Or what is she talking about here? It doesn't matter the amount of views or subscribers you get. It doesn't matter. What matters is the truth of what your intent is for this social autopsy. You keep adding more buzzwords. You keep deflecting, Candace. You got to stop that, please.
But guys, the truth is, we're not going to know the answer.
We're not going to know the answer to that.
There's nothing that you can tell me that's going to.
And I'm pretty sure she's an alt-right sympathizer.
I have a problem with saying we don't know the answer to that because at the end of the day, she made a direct claim and she can't prove it. So saying we don't know the answer to it is kind of like giving credibility to the fact that it might be a thing.
What's interesting is that you have all these notes, but you said you didn't even watch her video, and you are co-signing. You're defending her. She's an alt-right sympathizer. Like you're sitting across and you're defending Richard Spencer in a.
See, it's really funny. So now she's attacking Blaire, stating that your opinion means less because you haven't seen Tree of Logic's videos about social autopsy. That doesn't matter. Okay, she's seen multiple other responses to it. She's got the gist of it. And now you asked her onto the Rubin Report to debate her. And I wonder why that is. Is it because she hasn't seen Tree of Logic's video? Hey, Candace, why didn't you invite Tree of Logic, the actual YouTuber who found out about your social autopsy page and went through brick by brick about how it was working and then how it was shut down? Why aren't you arguing Tree of Logic? Because wouldn't she have more of a weighted opinion about your website? Think about that, ladies and gentlemen.
Literally sounded like she was on crack cocaine making up conspiracies about me, which you basically are co-signing.
She's a hoe. She's a hoe. She's stealing my man. She on crack, bitch. I'm gonna knock that bitch out behind 7-Eleven. Candace, this is what you're sounding like. You keep attacking everyone around you who is criticizing with very real concerns your social autopsy website. You're using Richard Spencer, you're using Mike Cernovic, you're using InfoWars, and you're using popular YouTubers like Blaire White to promote. I feel what you're doing is promoting the attention towards social autopsy in order for you to get money. Ladies and gentlemen, anybody who's kind of sitting on the fence with this topic, and if you watch this video, I don't want to tell you what to do, but I would like you to pay attention to this and think about what Candace's reasonings behind this are, because I think they're nefarious. I think she's doing it to get money, and that way it's a free ride. She is able to get money based on your contribution, based on your views, and then the ad revenue. She's going to gain money while being able to wash her hands clean of any harm that happens because she's not directly doxing people. That's a brilliant scheme.
And she was more upset by the fact that I said something about Tree.
Oh my
Tree
God.
made a whole video about me. You don't have one.
Candace.
You didn't say one thing about
guys,
Candace.
Yeah, because she's not the one with the potential doxing website lying and playing victim in trying to wash her hands clean of any agency. You're in the spotlight, Candace, because of your actions. This has nothing to do with Tree. The only thing that it does involve Tree is that Tree found this out and she's openly attacked you, not attacked you, but criticized your intent.
I have to respond to this. I'm not.
But it's ridiculous. No, but you are a little bit of an alt-right sympathizer, right?
Whoa! She's a little bit of an alt-right sympathizer. Big buzzword here, people. And I have to comment on something about this. I'm going to pull this away from the Rubin Report and talk about me for a little bit. So there's a few Facebook pages that I'm a part of where I openly support. I openly let people know that I am a gay conservative. I supported Trump. I don't like the leftist victimhood narrative. So I'm very open about that. There's no line about that. There were people in some liberal groups that I'm a part of who literally think I'm a Nazi and that I'm part of the alt-right because, now get this, I defend freedom of speech for everyone. And because I defend these neo-Nazis or people like Richard Spencer in having a platform to express their ideas, because I support that, I'm alt-right. Or as one person put it, I'm an alt-white infiltrator. Yeah. So a bisexual, androgynous male who sometimes gets mistaken as trans, okay, who has a relationship with a man right now, who has been in interracial relationships, aka like brown people, Asian people, black people, white people. I'm alt-right and I'm a sympathizer and I'm a Nazi. So again, this is another SJW tactic that these people are not listening to that person and just assuming that you're part of the alt-right. So this is exactly what Candace has done. She just used a buzzword, which will trigger the social justice warriors and leftists and feminists alike to say, oh, well, yep, Blaire is definitely an alt-right sympathizer. When clearly she's not, because they would not accept Blaire White in their group, her being trans. Way to go, Candace. Way to go.
You're
I'm an
sitting
alt-right sympathizer. Did you just say that?
I'm asking you a
just said
question.
that.
I'm asking you a question. Why are you
All
sitting
right,
here? I'm asking you a question. Why are you sitting here instead of saying, you know what? Her video was way out of line and there were a lot of lies. You're not presenting any of the lies.
The thing is, though, is that she exposed you. So since you're in the spotlight, it's not about Tree's lies. It's about your lies. You're assuming that what your website does is what you think it does. But it's doing the complete opposite. And people who are logical with common sense, who are afraid of people's lives getting destroyed because of you, we are pointing this out. You don't think you're doing bad here, but you actually are, Candace. And now you want Blaire to showcase that Tree of Logic is lying when she hasn't really lied about anything. She just exposed you.
Campaign that you help perpetuate being the operative word.
Candace.
Why aren't you?
She's helped pushing this attack on me because I'm a black conservative woman who's a victim. I'm the real victim in this. Didn't do nothing.
I didn't answer you. I didn't answer you. I can point it wherever the hell I want to.
You can do it,
Give
but
her a
you're being
chance.
really fucking rude.
Like it's
Candace.
it's ridiculous.
Give her a chance. Give her a chance.
Candace.
Did you hear her? Blaire White said you're really fucking rude. And yes, in this context, in this live debate, Candace has been nothing but rude, nothing but unprofessional, and nothing but an SJW.
Me saying that there's contradictory, stuff going on with you saying that ad hominems aren't how you win, it's low and it's childish. When you've called her a crackhead, that was me pointing that out. That was me saying that clearly, and this is where we can all find common ground, that we clearly have not all been the best. We've all used ad hominems.
So this is right. Blaire she's admitting that she has called other people mean names. Rubin, I'm sure, has done it too. Candace is clearly doing it. And for my watchers here, I've done it as well. Okay? Everybody does it. Everybody mudslings. Everybody does it. She's acknowledging it.
Refusing to answer Dave Collins' questions and then saying that she's a crackhead, so she's not worth responding to.
Right, that's how I felt.
That's you giving up the debate.
No, I
and saying she's a
genuinely
crackhead.
think she sounded like she was on drugs.
You can genuinely believe that.
I genuinely think that. That still doesn't prove the fact that she was on drugs or not. And of course you're going to attack her because she's exposing you as a liar and a person who's probably doing this for money. Yeah, of course you're going to attack her.
That's still an ad hominem.
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying, that we're none of us are above that.
Okay.
You called all the
She's being very humble here. I just want to point that out.
bottom feeders, none of us are above that. We've all
I
said
genuinely think that's why I didn't
you can
answer.
think
Your
that.
answer to the question of
You
why I
can
didn't
think
answer
that.
is that anybody that dedicates especially in the sphere of what's going on in the world today, right? We've got like terrorist attacks happening, everything that's going on.
Oh my God, and she's bringing in terrorist attacks again because that has no relevance to this topic right now. Way to deflect.
Presidency, the invasion that just happened over in the Middle East in terms of rescuing the prince. Anybody that dedicates 5 videos to talking about me and something that never launched, like, it's just a little weird to me. Just, it's like I have better things to do than deal with bottom feeders.
Deal with bottom feeders. Candace, you have done videos that are regarding feminism, SJWism, and literally first world problems. If you think people such as Chris Reagan, Lacey Green, or Sargon, Blaire White, myself, if you think that we are bottom feeders because our subject matter is this, you're a bottom feeder as well. You've done the exact same thing that we do. You are bitching about first world problems instead of productive discussions about the Middle East, for instance, or Islam, or the invasion of refugees and the influx of immigrants that are crossing illegally into westernized countries. You're not talking about that stuff. You're talking about feminist points and the wage gap and making fun of leftists and stuff. You know, we've all been there. I get it. But to claim that everyone who does it except you are bottom dwellers, this is you thinking that your content is above ours. This is you thinking that you are above us and that you are on a pedestal. Well, sweetheart, we're about to knock your pedestal down. And trust me, it's gonna hurt when you hit.
I think we can all agree that we wish YouTubers would make better quality videos.
Yeah, it just fell about. And I perceive these people, and this is like at no discredit to you. I understand these YouTubers are your friends.
Yeah, but you're kind of doing that. This is such passive aggressiveness.
You were on a video stream of me talking for an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, but it wasn't her hosting the live stream. She wasn't hosting it. She entered it. That means she came into it to discuss you when it wasn't started by her. You're not getting that.
I did not make
calling
a video.
Me a fraud,
Candace,
saying that I doxed.
Yeah, you're kind of coming off as a fraud right now. I mean, I'm pointing this out. Blaire is pointing this out. Andy Worski is pointing this out. Other YouTubers are pointing this out, especially Tree of Logic. Like, yeah, I think you are a fraud.
And saying that it was gnarly what was going to happen to children because of what I did.
Right, because you had the intention of putting children.
There were no children ever. Intention, you guys have intentions. There were no children on there ever.
And is that not what you said?
I know. We know that there was no children on there. Why? Because you stated yourself, if you were to start this website to retrieve information from people, if you were to use children, people would instantly shut you down. You knew this, and so you said, let's experiment with adults instead. And now you're here in this fuckery and on a live debate on the Rubin Report talking to somebody who disagrees with you, and you were acting like an SJW as if nothing is your fault.
Seven names,
is that not what I said? That it could have been used for bad things. That's what I said.
Could you imagine if we lived in coulda, woulda, shoulda land all the time?
Okay.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda land? Sweetheart, this is real life. You created a website that could potentially fuck up people's lives. This is real life. It's not coulda, woulda, shoulda, hypothetical. You are affecting people's lives. And it's really telling that you have no concern over that. Or the fact that you either get what you're doing and you're being a liar about it, okay? Or you're so fucking naive that you're dumb enough not to get it. Fuck.
It's like insane.
Oh my God.
Okay, but that being said, you do acknowledge that by collecting this information, it is possible that information could have got hacked into, et cetera, even if that was not your intention.
Absolutely. I knew that
it wasn't even possible. It was. People were docked as a result of the information
a year ago. How come we haven't been
a year ago? Okay, so first she said that nobody's been affected by it, that nobody's getting doxxed, and now she's admitting that it would happen about a year ago. A year ago. Okay, so you just contradicted yourself, Candace. You just contradicted yourself.
The whole thing was
How
a year
come I
ago.
haven't been sued?
You're here talking about the whole situation.
Why you haven't been sued? Because you are not the one directly doxing people. Doxing people, going after them and using their private information is a legal act. It is a crime. It is going against the laws that we have placed in order to protect people's privacy. You don't get fucking called out for it because you're wiping your hands clean. You're racking in the dough and leaving all the blame onto other people. That's why you're not being sued.
I know. How come I haven't been sued if these people's lives were completely ruined if it happened a year ago?
Candace, I don't know. Ask people who didn't choose to sue you. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
All right, but I think I think you're both getting some points here, and it's hard to not get lost in this person.
No. Blaire White is getting points across, and she has very valid questions. Candace is deflecting, is attacking, and talking over not only her, but you, Ruben. She's talking over you. Okay, she has no point. We can see right through it.
This on this video, and we tweeted this and that whole thing. You are admitting that this was more than a splash page by the functional definition of what splash page is. Okay. You are also admitting that your intent. I think you're accepting that her intentions were not to dox. That her intentions were good, right? When this thing started, or did we get that far?
I think that as she has said, it was incredibly misguided. I think that even though, it was a third party that went and used her information to dox people. That's what happened.
Okay,
so like
and you're not denying that they were doxed but not because of what you did.
I can't apologize for that.
I would say I would argue
I can't apologize for that because I'm not the one personally doxing, and my good intent was to protect the children. So really, I am not at fault. But give me your money.
doxed because of what she did, because they used
They
her
could have gotten it on Facebook.
Listen, yes, they could have, but at the end of the day, they didn't. They used your website as a resource.
This to me doesn't make any sense. I gotta be honest with you.
This doesn't make any sense to you? Again, because you're either lying about it and you know clearly what you were doing and the consequences of this social autopsy website, or you are so naive that you just don't see it yet.
They could have gotten it from Facebook. What do you mean? They used your website.
Hold on, this is, man, why don't you give me the...
stuff is on Facebook. Ours is just an archive of
They
what's on
would
Facebook.
have never saw those people. They found it because it was on your website.
Okay, but they can also just go look at the comments. No. It's not about admitting. I've already consented to you. Okay, I've already conceded to you that they could have. Okay, absolutely gone on my website and they could have found these people.
But you're not caring. You don't care about that because you're in the clear. So long as you're getting money from conservatives or liberals, your followers, advertisers, or anybody who views your website. The more popular your website gets, the more controversial, even if it's controversial, the more controversial it is, the more money you get. Where's the funds going? Let's follow the money trail, people. If she's doing this for good intent, that means she wouldn't be doing this for money. I want to know where the money trail is.
Not could have.
They did. But they also could go on Facebook and do that every single day. So you're making it seem like we created some special thing that they couldn't have access. People saying mean things in the world to figure out.
No, you created a website which is a source for more information to make it easily accessible. And my question is, if we can easily do it on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat, which you are admitting to, what is the purpose of your website?
Things were.
The particular people that were doxxed were on your website because of the fact that they were on your website.
Okay, but that was from Facebook. It was an archive of what was on Facebook. Do you understand what I'm saying? I already exist on Facebook.
Guys, we're running in circles here.
This doesn't make sense to me.
They have Facebook accounts, so that means...
Yeah, this is what happens when you get women to talk about serious shit. I'm kidding, guys. Just Candace. This is all on Candace. Just saying.
I got it from Facebook. Of course I got it from Facebook.
I know you got it from Facebook.
Facebook is still lying.
And the doxers
I hope you guys go after Facebook.
And the doxers got it from your website.
Okay.
So I, as far as I can tell, what she's saying there is true, but you are acknowledging, A, that wasn't the intention, and that you were misguided in create. I mean, it seems to me that this whole thing...
I didn't understand internet culture when I created this at all.
Bullshit. You don't understand internet culture. You were a liberal, okay? You were young in a time where technology was way more accessible, okay? You had access to this and you knew exactly what this was about. I call bullshit.
Wasn't on Twitter. I didn't understand that there was this culture war going on. As I said, and I know you chuckled, when I met Mike Cernovich, who was incredibly intelligent, so I have nothing bad to say about him. He perceives that this was a girl that was falling down the rabbit hole, had no idea how something that she made would have been abused, and that was the end of it. I put it to bed.
And you know what? If you said that you fell down the rabbit hole and that you've been red-pilled, why are you acting in an SJW? Why are you blocking people on Twitter? Why are you not having these civil debates with Tree of Logic, with Sargon of Akkad, with people who have legitimate questions about your website? Why haven't you even apologized? You have not apologized. There are real concerns about this website docking people, and you have been caught in the act. Your hand is caught in the cookie jar, Candace, and a civil, humble person who didn't know what was happening would listen to people and then claim responsibility. You have done none of that. You have done everything opposite to that. You have acted in an SJW manner because this is what SJWs do. So you're just proving us right the more that you resist us. And I think I'm going to make this claim that I think you're resisting because you want the money. You have this website up and you're drawing all this drama around it to get the money. That's my assumption here, ladies and gentlemen.
Tensions there. Let's just try not to get into every tweet.
I mean, I keep saying that, yes, I accept that the fact that she probably didn't think it was this horrible thing and it just ended up that way.
So one of the things that's confusing me, and I'll let you go first on this one. So one of the things that's confusing me a little bit is that nobody seemed to care about this whole thing for about a year.
Very interesting.
Then your profile kind of got built up a little bit, and then literally within a week of you doing this show, suddenly everybody was saying this, and I'm
So this is the reason probably behind that is that, so she put up this website, which was supposed to be a splash page, just a logo, not a functional website, online, and it's been sitting there for about a year. How long has she been on YouTube? A few months? So she's finally starting to get a name for herself. Conservatives flock to her because she is a visible minority in the United States, a black woman with conservative views. And we all know that having conservative views nowadays is controversial. All right. So obviously people will flock to these YouTubers, to these commentators who are conservative because it's controversial. So now the website Social Autopsy has been sitting there for a year with no attention because it's just a splash page. It's just a splash page. Nobody really knows that it's there except for a few people. Candace comes in and she gains a lot of popularity, and then she drops the name Social Autopsy, and then other people are now starting to get attention to it. So if it was just sitting there, not getting attention, not getting views, and not getting used, it's not accumulating ad revenue. It's not accumulating views. It's not accumulating money. Now she's brought it up to the light, to the spotlight, and everybody's now talking about this, clearly on the Reuven Report, clearly with me and my commentary. We are now talking about it, and now she's getting attention. Now she's dropping buzzwords. Now she's playing the victim role. Now she's using identity politics because it's now convenient to do so, and she's accumulating money. Why is this happening? Why are we not questioning it? In fact, a lot of people are starting to question it, and she doesn't like it that we're questioning it. She is blocking people. She's attacking people. She's used ad hominems on people. She's played the victim card. She's played the black woman card. And it's really frustrating because this is a person who is literally using her power of good intent. She is using her power to come out on top, and she doesn't care about the real life consequences of people getting doxxed, potentially getting doxxed, in order for her to get her money. What the fuck?
I'm a little confused. Were people being doxxed before that?
Why?
Like, do we know when those people grabbed the list and started doxing?
Yeah, that was about a year ago. All those doxes I showed you on the phone. But the reason that happened was because about a year ago, when the actual website was, she was working to make it come to fruition. There was YouTubers Chris Reagan and one other person, one other big person, but made videos about the situation, criticizing the website, criticizing her motives.
Which, you know, we all have the right to do so on YouTube because we can criticize. Nothing is exempt from criticism. Nothing is exempt from making fun of. Nothing is exempt from analysis. Okay, so people can respond to this and make their own content.
Kind of, I guess, wasn't on the radar for about a year until after that. And she came back and she was Red Pill Black, new persona. And it took a few months for people to realize, oh, that was that person we were all talking about a year ago. That's what happened. So I think the idea that this is all like some grand conspiracy theory and that Tree of Logic was paid, Richard Spencer was paid, it doesn't make any sense. This
is relevant now because these are bottom-feeding YouTubers that saw someone rising up quickly. This is envy dressed up as righteousness, period. This doesn't even make sense.
God.
Oh, later it took them
Oh, so it's all jealousy. Uh-huh. So Chris Reagan, who has hundreds of thousands of subscribers and is a YouTuber for his job, I'm pretty sure he does well without you, Candace. Sargon of Akkad is the same way. I'm pretty sure he does very well without you, Candace. This isn't about you growing fast and getting popular. You are literally thinking this in the terms of a high schooler. Oh my God, I'm suddenly popular now and everyone hates me. Of course they're attacking me because I'm so good. I'm so awesome. I'm so moralistically intelligent. You were literally brushing away real life concerns of people who have caught you in the act. Way to go.
the click. I talked about it extensively. Every interview I do, I talk about Gamergate, I talk about the Red Pill, I talk about social autopsy. So this is all BS. As I said,
it's all BS. And she just dropped a few buzzwords here, ladies and gentlemen, because again, Gamergate is controversial. Red pills are controversial. Now social autopsy is controversial. She is dropping these words so that the audience members pick these up, and especially audience members who aren't familiar with her will look into it. They're buzzwords to be controversial, to gain attention.
this is right. This is envy dressed up as righteousness. Okay, it took a year later. It never launched. All of a sudden, you're digging into people's past, and you didn't have the decency. I would have had a lot of respect for you, Blaire, if you reached.
Clearly, you have a lot of respect for her after being upset that she called you a bitch trash hoe or whatever, and you've interrupted her numerous times. You've slandered her numerous times. Yeah, you really respect her.
We have someone in common. If I saw something.
I did.
When
I
did you reach out to me?
directly tweeted you. I said, do you want to do a live stream and talk about it? And you blocked me.
No. After you called me trash, I never saw a tweet from you that said you wanted to
Okay, well, I did. But you, I mean,
All
you
right.
can't
We
see tweets if you block someone. You can't see tweets if you block someone.
Right. Well, we can all miss tweets.
But you can't do that after you call somebody trash.
Again, Twitter. Everybody falls back to Twitter. I really wish sometimes Twitter would just crash and burn, but God help me, it's just so addicting.
Point is that they all jumped on, and it was a dogpiling, okay? If 11 YouTubers are on the same live stream, that's a dogpile. You can't even...
Wow, a dog pile of 11 people. I would think that, 10,000 people showing up at a free speech rally, leftists and Antifa who are trying to stop hate speech of neo-Nazis, I think that would be considered dogpiling. 11 people? Really, Candace? Really?
About 11 YouTubers talking about one YouTuber?
All right.
Candace,
what is that to you?
I think both of you guys are above sort of just the general.
I'm above it. I would have never jumped on it because I genuinely, that's not the intellectual circle I'm trying to run. I would never.
Oh, that's not the intellectual circle that I'm a part of. They're just basement dwellers. They're bottom dwellers. I'm above them. I'm so smart. I have all this good intent. You keep talking out of your mouth and really putting your foot in it. Just saying.
Ever have jumped onto a live stream with 11 YouTubers to talk about you, ever.
There was two when I was on. There was two.
Okay, pause for a second. Just to clarify one.
And this is just kind of petty back and forth right now at this point. I really want to get to the dirt of it. And then Candace is not answering this very important question. Why do we have the need for her website, Social Autopsy?
So one person did check on the amount of minutes that Blaire was on the live stream. It was approximately 40 minutes. She joined at about 30 and left around 1:10. Okay.
So,
I ordered
So there you go. We have actual evidence that she was on for 40 minutes on an hour and a half live stream. Okay. Whoop-dee.
Okay. Wrong on that one.
All right, that's fine. But those aren't. I don't think those are the things that. I don't think
40 minutes is a long time to sit there talking about someone.
Oh, it's a long time to talk about someone. Yes, no shit. It's 40 minutes. God damn it.
It's certainly not an hour and a half. You said about an hour and a half.
I said an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay, and I said about 20 minutes, so we were both wrong about that.
All right, fair enough. And I don't think those are the things that are particularly important here. I don't think.
No, Ruben's right. It really doesn't matter how long she was on this live stream. It doesn't matter if Candace got it incorrect for how long, the duration of it, or how long Blaire White thought she was on it. That doesn't matter. Let's talk more about social autopsy, shall we?
I mean, honestly, I have to say this.
Because you're talking about someone.
I wanted to say this the entire time. Honestly, Candace, you know, I'm not here to hold you to your past. We all have a past. We all were different. We're all at different places politically a year ago. I'm sure we all were. Okay? Yeah. It's not about holding to your past. Everyone has one. It's about, honestly, the entire thing, again, out of all those YouTubers, and please just don't interrupt me, out of all those YouTubers, I didn't make a video. Yes, I was live for a little while talking with people. I did not make a video. I'm a YouTuber, if I don't make a video, it's really not that important for me to make a video. That's the first thing. So I was never like that invested in this, which is why I was kind of confused when she chose me to debate when there's been a million YouTubers who have made, like I said, videos and have like.
And you know why that was, Blaire? It's because you were an easy target for her to dominate the conversation. She thought that you, not knowing much about the situation, not knowing much as Andy Worski or Tree of Logic, that she could dominate the conversation. You were a small fish in the barrel full of fishes, okay? If she got Tree of Logic on there, she would be fucking wasted. She would be destroyed by Tree of Logic. If she got Andy Worski on there, she would be destroyed by Andy Worski. She would have been destroyed by people who understand what Candace is doing and have the knowledge behind them to back them up. She's using you to gain popularity. She's using you to get more people involved with this. And in fact, she's using me because I'm making a commentary about this, which brings more light and more attention to social autopsy. This is exactly falling into Candace's hands. Oh my God. It's like Inception within Inception within Inception.
Even if the facts are wrong, have laid out like facts. This is why we disagree with Candace, whatever. So again, I guess I would ask like why you picked me because.
Okay, I don't want this to go too personal, but I think that's a fair question.
So there's two.
Oh, that's a fair question that she's going to lie about, because I guarantee you she will lie about it.
I thought that the irony, like the dramatic irony situation, was irresistible. Like, I'm sitting across from a trans person who would like to be called she, and we've accepted your transition from male to female in your gender.
What does that have to do with anything?
She's right, Blaire, that her transgender identity has nothing to do with the topic at hand. You have now, and you said that you want to do it as a beautiful form of irony to like, oh, you're saying that I'm lying, that I'm playing a victim, but then here's a trans person who, you know, has real issues and fundamental human rights that should be respected. It's ironic that you're saying that I'm fake, but you're really a male passing off as a female. Candace, your first reason is attacking your opponent, which has nothing to do with the topic at hand, which is your website. You are deflecting again, and also taking the high ground, the moral high ground, and your hoity-toity attitude towards it.
Give her a second.
But that's so like
sitting across from you, okay, who could not accept my transition from liberal to conservative. That is like,
oh my God, did you just fucking compare a transition between political views and a transition between your physical and subjective identity? Really? Really? Because Blaire White has clearly been transitioning from male to female, okay? Transgenderism is an entirely different topic and compares to liberals versus conservative, okay? They're not the same transitions. Holy shit.
Irresistibly ironic, A. B, because I felt that the rest of those people were bottom feeders looking for hits, okay?
So again, she's proving that she thinks everyone is beneath her. She's thinking everybody who's criticizing her or putting her in the spotlight, showcasing what she's done, as bottom dwellers. as scum between her toes. Like, this is an ego boost for Candace. This is an ego boost.
You have an audience, so if anything, for you to show up today, you have everything to lose, nothing to gain. You're not going to gain anything off of me. These other people who are at the bottom demanding that I go on their shows, look how many look at their YouTube pages. It's like averaging 4,000 views, all of a sudden they're at 100,000 views.
Seriously, why do people think somebody's opinion is more valid based on their followers? It should be the content of what they are trying to get across, the content of the topic, the content of their ideas, not how many followers you suddenly get with talking. And of course, you're going to get more followers or more views based on controversial shit. This is a controversial topic, Candace. Why are you so focused on other people's views or their subscribers? It doesn't fucking matter.
Exactly what it's about. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I really don't think this was ever about you guys being concerned about doxing, because the information was right there. As you said,
Yes, it is about doxing because people have been doxed and your platform is allowing doxing to happen.
Site never doxed a single person.
Here's
I
where
think
you're
this
right.
was always about YouTubers seeing someone rise. Even in the stream, which you were there with that guy, he says, "Yeah, no, I don't even believe. Like, how did she get to this many? How many did she get to this many subscribers?" They're even talking about the way I look. All of these things. It was never about doxing people. It was honestly to me jealousy.
Right.
Honest to me, it's jealousy. Yeah, jealous that we didn't come up with this backwards idea about screwing people over and taking their money and wiping your hands clean. Yeah. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm going to take another intermission break because I really have to pee. I'll be right back. Whew. Sorry, guys. I was holding it for way too long and I couldn't wait anymore. So without further ado, back to the show.
I never said either of those things, by the way. Just for that video
You know what?
watching. I never said anything about your looks. I never said anything
no,
about
no.
your
Yeah, I
subscriber
don't think she
count.
said
No,
you
I
said
didn't
it.
say.
She
I didn't say
No,
that.
I know. I'm clearing up people watching.
You were talking to the
confusing.
person that was saying this.
I
I
never
never said
I'm
that.
clearing that.
Great. Again, this is useless drivel. Who cares?
So, honestly, my whole thing with this has just been finding, honestly, amusement in the amount of lies you've told as a result of people calling you out. That's been it.
How did I lie?
Again.
You mentioned, but you accepted already that I was told something different.
I'll tell you how you lied. You lied, first of all, and said that it was Richard Spencer who made a video.
I said perpetuated.
You said made.
Perpetuated. It doesn't matter. He had nothing to do with it. All he did was retweet something. It was Tree of Logic who caught you in the act. You should be hating on Tree of Logic and not using Richard Spencer. You're using Richard Spencer as a buzzword to gain more attention.
Perpetuated. The word was perpetuated. That's
People can look at the tweet. People can look at the tweet.
It's not a tweet. She actually said it in a video. If you go to, I believe it was your Facebook video, you might post it on Facebook, but if people can't find it there, Andy Worski did a response to it. You said verbatim, he made a video. So he didn't do that. That's one lie.
Well, we'd have to double check it, but I'm pretty sure, again, since I side with Blaire on this and having more facts about it and more real questions about the validity of this website, I'm going to side with her on this.
The other lie, and you already said you can't provide evidence, is that Tree of Logic was paid by the
I
left.
100% think that she's paid. There was no way.
Who's
By
there?
the way, do you not think it's
She thinks that she's 100% paid. She's made the claim that she's been paid, but has no evidence to back it up. She even admitted that she had no evidence to back it up.
ironic, as you're sitting here telling me that I was shady for blocking people, that this girl jumps up and makes a video about me and then blocks me? You guys, all of them have dog pop. This is why it's about envy. This is why I know this is about envy.
No, you're claiming that it's about envy, but it's real. It's not about envious or jealous feelings towards you, Candace. Okay? It's your behaviors. It's the fact you're acting like an SJW and you have a website that is potentially going to bring harm to people. These are real concerns.
Piled on me, okay, for blocking them. Meanwhile, the person that started all of this blocks me.
So this is the part of it. Look, this is the part of this that, guys, I wouldn't have done this if I didn't think you guys were above this. So I think we got to figure out a way to get out of the weeds on that, because
yeah, good luck, Ruben. You've tried multiple times, and they just own this conversation. It's a shit show.
We can argue about whether it's right to block people. We can argue about whether they just want clicks off you, which
they do.
Right,
they want clicks. I mean, that's what it is. They're gonna all hop on.
You know, personally, I don't think I'll get a lot of clicks. I might good for me, but that's not my intent. And that's not the reason why I'm bringing light to this topic right now, because for real, my concern is whether or not Candace is a liar and she's doing this social autopsy for nefarious reasons. I feel like she's trying to make her quick buck and not care who she's going to hurt in the process. These are people's lives that we're talking about here. Okay. Hi. Sorry, guys. My cat's with me. Bear with.
Really want to
over
go back.
every.
She really tried hard to avoid answering this question that I asked her. Who paid Tree of Logic? Who paid Richard Spencer to retweet something?
If I say that I think something is paid, that is at my discretion. I can say I can't.
No, you can't say it, but that's a major claim, which Blaire has stated that it's a major claim. Ruben has also stated that a huge claim needs huge evidence to support that claim. Okay, so here you've made the claim, which you have a right to, but you also need to support that claim, and you have nothing to support it.
Present you a fact, and you can't present to me not a fact. Okay, so
You made
we're
the
both
claim.
I'm
You made
speculating,
the
and you're
claim.
saying it's not true.
Yeah, Blaire's right. Candace made the claim, so it's on the onus of Candace to support that claim, not Blaire.
Not true could be a lie.
Okay, well,
I didn't say it wasn't true.
You can't prove
I
it's
didn't
not
say-
true, and I can't prove it's true.
Okay, you
But
are
you
admitting.
made-
So nobody can prove it's true, probably most likely because it's not true.
It's
Hold on.
on you. It's
It's
on
my
you.
opinion. It's not-
You made the claim. It's on
Well, I
the
think
claim.
on me.
you're
No,
admitting
it
you
is on you.
speculate.
It is on you, Candace. If I were to claim that Ruben, who I just found out was a gay male today, if I made the claim that Ruben raped me 5 years ago at some event in Connecticut, I've made the huge claim of somebody raping me, which is a criminal offense. I will have to back up that claim that Ruben raped me 5 years ago at a Connecticut event. And if I can't showcase that, if there is no evidence, it proves that I'm a liar. You're kind of making your own bed here, and you're refusing to lie in it. Just saying.